Hello everybody, TheSuffolkRam and Brand Nerds. Welcome to my review of Doctor Who Series 12 Episode 2 Spyfall Part 2. There may be some minor spoilers ahead, so if you don't think spoiled, please turn off now. So, we kick off with and this is a spoiler for the last episode, but I'm assuming you've watched it, the shocking revelation from last episode that the Master is back. And not only is he back, he is basically part of this he's involved with Daniel Barton and the alien creatures, which makes sense. And he is part of this big conspiracy to try and once again wipe out the human race. And we are left with the cliffhanger from last episode, the Doctor being transported to this dimension where these aliens seem to live, and also her, and they refer to him as the Fam, which I'm not too keen on, back on the plane that's about to crash. And that's our little cliffhanger ending. And the story that follows, obviously they all survive, because that would be a very shocking start if they all died. So the story basically follows, it's a nice sort of quite fast-paced story set through several ages of time. The Doctor basically moving her way back, has to sort of work her way through time, dealing with various characters on the way to basically stop this evil plan that Daniel Barton and the Master have come up with. The other guys, they find themselves trapped in present day, relatively speaking, Earth, and they also try to sort of get involved with the plan and try and outsmart Daniel Barton. But how do you outsmart somebody who has all the information on you? And it is basically very much carrying on from the theme of last time, where it's all about a mixture of how we as a society have handed over all our information to various tech companies, whether it be Facebook, Google, Twitter. We've just given all our information to them, and we don't mind. We don't complain. And when there's data breach, we all think, well, that's a bit weird, a bit strange. And people are starting to come. I think people are more clued up to the fact now that we just surround ourselves with, for the convenience of technology, we surround ourselves with all these devices that are, depending on how much you believe in the conspiracy theories, are either listening to us all the time, or at least are recording data on us and so forth and tracking. And we as a society semi-accept that in exchange for the convenience. And this is basically the sort of a possible progression, obviously a very science fiction alien progression, of what happens to these companies if they don't have a best interest at heart. And let's be honest, they don't have a best interest at heart. And this is sort of very much a commentary on that and how that basically that's the whole thing. It is a really enjoyable episode. I have to say, the writing quality is far better. I really enjoyed it from start to finish. I enjoyed everything that was being done. I thought it was very well done. You know, Christian and I always been a bit down on his writing, and he's done a far better job with this episode. I mean, I did find that I felt that, particularly the likes of Graham, he seems to become more comic relief. I don't remember him being quite that bad last time, but he feel much that he's there slightly slapstick just to sort of basically give the laughs, and he definitely gets some of the more funnier lines. Although there's one line that very much really made me laugh out loud. I felt that a bit of it, and I feel that's a bit of a detriment to his character. The writing, I tell you what they have done very well this episode, is writing the Master. I was so impressed with the way it felt like the proper old school megalomaniac Master, who is slightly mad, but is also clever and smart and thinks his way through problems in those situations, and he just does things because he wants to, not because he particularly he wants power. He just does it because he wants to, which very much, and it's very good because the original Master was constantly getting involved with alien species to help his evil plans right from the sort of 70s when he was first introduced, and they maintain this with him sort of carrying on these evil plans and so forth. It has to say a really good, real job episode, and a real sort of nice change of pace from the last episode. You expect to sort of carry on where it was sort of set on one time, but actually no, it really goes to town and pushes out, and it feels, you know, it's a continuation, feels very much a sort of sequel episode. Really good episode, really enjoyed it. So on to cast and crew. So I have to say there's been a definite improvement in lots of ways. The Doctor, Jodie Washer's Doctor, is definitely getting a lot better now for her acting ability. She's definitely getting a little bit more. She feels more like the Doctor in these last two episodes. She feels more switched on. The way she works, the way she the way she makes plans, feels more Doctor-esque in these episodes. So I've really been enjoying her. Graham feels more like the slapstick in this episode. some of his stuff he does, he gets up with some laser shoes at some point and he uses those, and his bits, his sort of contributions do feel very funny, very slapsticky in a way I'm not quite so keen on. They're funny, but they're like a bit afterwards. I'm not so keen. Ryan has a couple of sort of good moments right early on, but he still comes across as a very naive, very much a bit of a fool character, and I hope they develop him a little bit more and get him show a bit more of his sort of intelligence as he comes out, because he does feel a bit naive, a bit sort of late, a bit like doesn't really know what's going on around, a bit wary of the fairies. Sometimes it feels like Ryan's writing, but I think the one who's been let down the most actually is Jasmine. I just don't feel she's been very well written. Last time she wasn't so bad, but this one she does feel very much like a supporting character. It didn't feel like if she wasn't there wouldn't be much difference to how the episode played out. So I felt that she needs a bit. They need to write her in a bit more, give her a bit more acting, a bit more nouns for her to do stuff and show her what she can do and develop her character a bit more in future episodes, because I have felt she's a little bit left out. Other supporting cast wise, there's quite a few people in this one. I'll just stick to the main ones. Lenny Henry as Daniel Barton, I have to say, very impressive. I've only really known Lenny Henry as a comedic person. I've never really known him in any serious roles. I think he's done a couple of more serious stuff in the past. I've not gone for his IMDb to check, but I'm not used to him doing those more serious things. And seeing him deliver his lines, I think he absolutely cracked. He did a really good job. The way he comes across as sort of cold, calculated, you get the feeling that he knows. Last episode when they met as they went as journalists and he was talking to him, you got the feeling that he knew they weren't journalists, but he was just playing along with them. It's not very clear if he was definitely suspicious of them, and it felt like that. But he just felt I was really impressed. And later on, he meets a relative of his, and he's talking with them, and the sort of coldness to him and so forth. It's really evilly delivered, and yeah, really impressive, Lenny Henry. And obviously, and I apologise if I've pronounced this slightly wrong, Sacha Dhawan, I hope that's pronounced right. I'm terrible at pronunciations of names. Playing the Master. I have to say, he is by far one of the best Masters we've had. Prefer him to John Sims' Master. Definitely very different to. He's more the traditional. He's actually more the megalomaniac, evil, psychotic Master. He's not being evil for evil's sake. He's actually slightly psychotic, and that comes through when you're watching him act. He doesn't sound like he just sounds absolutely crazy, and he does it. But he does it so cold and so brilliantly. I'm very impressed with him. I'm sure we'll see more of him, and I can't wait to see more of his Master. And I hope he sticks around a bit, because it'd be nice to have a reoccurring bad guy who comes again and again and again, doesn't get killed off at the end of the season. I hope they keep him free for some time. But very impressive as a Master, and his way of dealing with the situation, and he's been well written as well, which makes a big difference. He's very well written, brilliantly done. Subduction. So I would say it's less sort of special effects so much in this one. There's also a lot of sort of, if you've seen the trailer, there's water and Paris in it. The monsters seem to make their reappearance, and they tend to be a little bit more static. They tend to spend a lot of time just standing around, just appearing. Interesting, the monsters seem to take more of a back seat in this episode. They whereas before they were like sort of the big threat, and they kept reappearing, and Pill had sort of run away and escaped from. This one, they do feel they're more of the back seat in this episode, which I thought was quite. It's obviously sure that it's meant to sort of bring the Master to the fore. You could tell the monsters get pushed to the back, and the Master gets brought to the front to show this off, and that comes through when you're watching it. So they don't really show off so much. I say special effects, there's not really a lot going on with it. So there's all your generic sort of some laser effects, a bit of lightning effects, nothing particularly special. I do think that the dimension place, which is more of a practical thing, I think it's very nicely done. It feels like it's really alien place and looks quite nice as well. But yeah, so not so much in the protection, special effects wise. This is also directed by a chap called Lee Haven Jones. He's not doing this is his first Doctor Who, or first episode of Who he's been involved with doing. He's also directing next week's episode, Orphan 55. He's directing that as well, so we'll see how he goes on this one. But I thought it was quite nicely directed as well. And Chris Chibnall was actually in a very good episode. So I was very down on his writing from the last season he was involved with. I felt it was not really as good as it could be. But actually, he's proven that he can write stuff. And I get the feeling he's been perhaps, I wonder if maybe he's been perhaps guided a bit better and he's not been allowed quite to run so right. His previous season felt very like Saturday morning special TV shows. Oh, let's investigate this really bad thing and show how bad it is. Oh, isn't it terrible? Blah 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 blah. It feels less like that and feels more like, you know, it doesn't feel like they're trying to sort of slam a message home to you quite so heavily. Although I suppose the message is don't trust big corporations, because they may, you know, turn on you and say out to some aliens. Well, it's Google. Who knows? They've got with their slogan, "Don't be evil." Maybe that's a foreshadowing. Who knows? Yeah. So I have to say, really well episode, really well produced. So in summary, yeah, great episode. Really strong start to season 12. Hopefully they'll carry it on. Hopefully we keep this momentum going. We keep enjoying these enjoyable, good quality episodes going through. I certainly hope so. And I hope we see some more of the Master in the future. Really enjoyed his character and really enjoyed the actor as well. So very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you on the next part, next episode, which is next Sunday, called All 55, where the guys are, well, it looks like on holiday on a spa, some deadly secrets. At least is what Radio Times said. So I look forward to seeing you then. If you've enjoyed this, would you please consider subscribing to the channel? And also please like the video if you really enjoy this. I hate saying please like and subscribe, but there you go, there it is. And we often do things in here. We do, you know, let's plays. We do other reviews. We do many podcasts. Our latest podcast went up last night, where we picked, me and my friend Skaz picked our top games of the last decade. And we discussed the game of the last decade and we picked our top series. So if you're interested in gaming, you're interested in seeing our thoughts, check that out. So I'll be uploading that soon as well, because we had some technical issues, but that will be uploaded soon. So from me, I look forward to seeing you next time. See you later.